The colony ship landed on Kepler 442b 3 years ago, and nothing had been the same since. Captain Lisa Morgan stood at the observation deck watching the purple sky fade to black stars appeared one by one, but they were not the stars of Earth. These were alien constellations in an alien sky on an alien world that humanity now called home. The evacuation from Earth had been desperate. Overpopulation, climate change, and wars had pushed humanity to its breaking point. The colony ship Horizon carried 50,000 souls across the void to this distant world. It was supposed to be empty. It was supposed to be safe. They were wrong. The first contact happened 6 months after landing. A group of scientists exploring the northern continent simply vanished. Their equipment was found scattered across a crystalline field, but the people were gone. Security teams searched for weeks, finding nothing but strange footprints in the alien soil. Then she appeared. The alien woman stood 7 feet tall, with pale blue skin that seemed to glow in the moonlight. Her eyes were large and silver without pupils that humans could see. Her hair was white as snow, and moved as if underwater even when there was no wind. She wore robes made of some material that shifted colors like oil on water. When the security team first encountered her, she killed 3 men without moving. Lieutenant Karen Adams had been leading that patrol. She later described how the alien woman simply looked at the soldiers and they began screaming. They clawed at their own faces, their minds apparently overwhelmed by something beyond human understanding. 2 died instantly from shock. The third lived long enough to whisper about voices in his head before his heart stopped. The alien woman walked away without a sound. News of the encounter spread through the colony like wildfire. People called her the Death Bringer. Some called her the Mind Killer. Fear gripped the settlement. Nobody ventured beyond the protective walls anymore. Supply runs were canceled. Exploration stopped. The colony began to turn inward, consuming its resources without replacing them. Dr. Helen Parker tried to make sense of the creature. She studied the security footage frame by frame, looking for clues. The alien woman moved with impossible grace. Her feet barely touched the ground. Her head turned in ways that suggested her neck had more joints than humans possessed. Most disturbing were her eyes. They seemed to look directly at the camera as if she knew she was being watched. As if she was looking through the lens at the people studying her. Helen found herself unable to sleep after watching the recordings. She kept feeling watched, even in her locked laboratory. The attacks continued, but followed no pattern. Sometimes whole research teams would vanish, leaving behind only their equipment and strange scorch marks in the earth. Other times, the alien woman would appear at the colony wall, standing just beyond weapon range. She would remain there for hours watching the humans before disappearing into the wilderness. Attempts to communicate failed spectacularly. Commander Ryan Brooks organized a diplomatic mission. He selected volunteers who specialized in xenobiology and linguistics. They approached the alien woman under a white flag, carrying translation devices and peaceful offerings. The alien woman stood perfectly still as they approached. When they came within 50 yards, she tilted her head. The volunteers began screaming and running in different directions. 3 ran straight into the dangerous swamplands and were never seen again. 2 others made it back to the colony but could not speak for days. When they finally recovered their voices, they could only repeat the same phrase over and over. She knows our names, she knows everything. The colony leadership held emergency meetings. Arguments broke out about whether to abandon the settlement and find another world. Others suggested building stronger defenses. Some wanted to launch a preemptive strike against the alien woman. Dr. Amy Foster disagreed with all of them. Amy worked in the medical bay treating colonists who suffered from nightmares and anxiety attacks related to the alien encounters. She noticed something others had missed. The survivors all described hearing their names spoken in their minds during the encounters. They heard voices of loved ones who had died, voices of people they had left behind on Earth. Amy believed the alien woman was telepathic and that humans were simply unprepared for direct mind contact. She theorized that the deaths were not intentional, but rather the result of human brains being overwhelmed by alien consciousness. Her colleagues thought she was crazy. The breakthrough came when Amy volunteered to make contact herself. She walked out of the colony alone, carrying only a medical kit and a recording device. The alien woman appeared within minutes, as if she had been waiting. Amy felt her heart racing as the creature approached but forced herself to remain calm. The alien woman stopped 10 feet away and stared at Amy with those impossible silver eyes. Amy felt the telepathic contact immediately. It was like ice water flooding her brain. Howe heard voices screaming, crying, pleading. But she also heard something else. A single voice cutting through the chaos like a knife through silkemy. The alien woman spoke her name, not with her voice but directly into her mind. The other voices faded away until only that one word remained. Amy realized she was still breathing, still standing, still alive. She had survived direct contact with the creature that had killed so many others. The alien woman stepped closer. Images flashed through Amy's mind, visions of her childhood on Earth, memories she had forgotten, pictures of her family, her friends, her life before the colony. But mixed with her memories were others. Strange landscapes under purple skies, crystalline cities reaching toward alien stars. A dying world where the last of an ancient race struggled to survive. Amy understood. The alien woman was not trying to harm humans. She was trying to communicate. But human minds were too different, too fragile for her natural form of contact. Amy was different, somehow able to withstand the telepathic pressure. Perhaps it was her medical training, her experience dealing with trauma, that allowed her to process the alien thoughts without breaking. The visions continued. Amy saw the alien woman's people. They had been explorers once, traveling between stars and seeding worlds with life. They had been to Earth millions of years ago, planting the seeds that would eventually become humanity. But their own world was dying. They were the last generation, trying to preserve their knowledge, their culture, their very existence. The alien woman was not the deathbringer. She was a teacher. The visions showed Amy how the alien woman's people had tried to contact humans peacefully. They had sent messages that humans interpreted as attacks. When that failed, they had tried direct mental contact, not understanding that human brains could not handle the process. The alien woman had been trying to find one human who could survive the contact. One person who could serve as a bridge between the species. Amy was that person. Over the following weeks, Amy met with the alien woman regularly. Each encounter was easier than the last. Amy learned to block out the overwhelming background noise and focus on the intentional communications. The alien woman, whose name translated roughly to Swift River Beneath Stars, began teaching Amy about her people and their technology. The colonists watched in amazement as Amy emerged from each meeting alive and unharmed. She brought back information about the planet's ecosystem, about resources the humans had not discovered, about potential dangers they needed to avoid. More importantly, she brought back hope. Swift River Beneath Stars revealed that her people had not meant to frighten the humans. They had been trying to offer help. Their dying civilization possessed technologies that could transform the struggling colony, advanced farming methods that worked with the alien soil, medical knowledge that could extend human lifespans, energy systems that could power cities for centuries. But the gift came with a price. Swift River Beneath Stars was the last of her kind. When she died, her people's knowledge would die with her, unless she could find a way to preserve it. Amy realized that the alien woman had been desperately searching for humans who could mentally bond with her, who could carry her people's legacy forward. The other colonists were skeptical when Amy brought this information back. Many still feared the alien woman despite Amy's assurances. They remembered the deaths, the terror, the seemingly random attacks. Some argued that it was a trap, that the alien was manipulating Amy for unknown purposes. Dr. Parker supported Amy. Her analysis of the encounters had convinced her that the alien woman was indeed trying to communicate. She helped Amy develop protocols for safely introducing other humans to Swift River Beneath Stars, starting with volunteers who showed natural resistance to telepathic interference. The first successful group contact happened 3 months later. Amy served as a mental buffer, helping to filter the overwhelming psychic energy that flowed from Swift River Beneath Stars. 5 colonists participated in the session. They experienced discomfort and disorientation but survived without permanent damage. More importantly, They came away with new knowledge about alien agriculture that could solve the colony's food shortage. Word spread quickly through the settlement. The alien woman was no longer seen as a threat, but as an opportunity. Volunteers lined up to participate in contact sessions even though the process was exhausting and sometimes painful. The knowledge they gained was invaluable. Swift River Beneath Stars began teaching humans directly. She showed them how to modify earth crops to grow in alien soil. She revealed deposits of rare minerals that could power their technology for generations she warned them about.